What's up, guys? It's your boy Zion, and I'm bringing you another Destiny video. In this one, we're going to be looking at all the new shit coming in with Reset Day, which was yesterday, and one of the cool new things alongside with new raid runs, new nightfalls, all kinds of new shit, is a nude raid challenge. There we go. Fucking tried to get loot up in here. But the raid challenge for this week was Oryx. So you had to kill Oryx with detonating 16 blights at once. Now, this was a real ball buster, especially because it doesn't allow you to do no night strat. You have to be able to kill the knights, and you have to be able to actually do the raid in order to complete the challenge, which I got very, very lucky. I played with a team of really cool guys. It was the two people who I typically have on my trials team, and a couple people that they knew who I hadn't played with, and we had a lot of fun grinding through this. In total, it took, I believe, like an hour and a half for us to do the raid, including doing the raid challenge the first time we tried it. And then after that, we got through a raid in, I think, like half hour, 40 minutes. Like, it didn't take any time at all, especially once we knew how to do the challenge. So, like I said, the challenge mode for this is you have to basically one-shot Oryx, because detonating 16 blights will effectively one-shot him. But there's punish mechanics and mechanics that a lot of people do not like, which we actually found kind of weird. We actually like this strategy a lot. It's something that we might actually try to do this for future raids. I mean, it's sad to say, but this was really easy. And I should clarify, it was easy, but we were all like 316, 317 light. So we have top tier gear. We had a cohesive strategy, we had good communication, and we worked together really, really well. We had a plan going into it, and we were able to adjust on the fly. Plus, we had really cool things that we hadn't tried in a raid before. So, the way we did this was basically the strategy that people have adopted for No Night. There's 2 Titans up top. There's 3 people on the pillars and a runner, and you call out 1, 2, 3 for which totem you go to or which platform you go to. And the Titans pop a single blessing bubble with Bastion and use Touch of Malice to melt all the ogres. Now, typically with No Night, you would let the ogres live. You'd window them down a little bit, and right after you stagger Oryx, you'd go ahead and kill them. However, for this, you want to kill them as quick as possible, and then the people on their platforms are actually in charge of killing their knights so their blight doesn't get taken. Plus, our runner was using an exotic sword to go ahead and beat down the vessel as quick as possible. So, once we got through just how to take care of ogres and how to take care of knights, the next thing became ads, because ads are a real ball buster. So, we basically spent the time after staggering where you would run to kill all the ads and get ready for Dark Souls or Shade teleport stage, whatever you want to call it. And once you get into this is actually a punish mechanic. So if you hadn't detonated blights previously and you just let them sit there, you get teleported every single time. However, you don't have to run away from the bombs. He doesn't drop explosions on top of you. So it actually was a lot easier, because we had so much DPS that there were people getting in who were like the 5th person coming in who didn't even see the shade. So we actually did the teleport or Dark Souls stage really, really quickly. Me and the other Titan had good communication as to bubbles, and we even did a few times where we would pop a blessing bubble. If you didn't have to do it on the outside, you would pop a blessing bubbles in the shade so everyone could use their malices to absolutely wreck face. But that was a last ditch emergency, we need him dead now type effort. But it makes this a lot easier because you don't have to run from bombs, which is where a lot of people end up dying. We had a self-res warlock, at least one, and later on we had 2, where they would go in with their radiance, their self-res, and they would eat the hit. So they would literally charge up and punch the shade as he came in, so nobody else had to worry about him coming in and slamming them and insta-killing them because the people with self-res were taking care of it. It made things very, very cohesive and very, very easy. And that's the key to this challenge, is making it easy on everyone. Everyone knows their job. It becomes second nature. Just fucking do it. If you know what you have to do, it's easy, and you can communicate any problems, any situations where you need help doing your own job. So from this challenge mode, we actually learned a new strategy. It was the first time we had actually seen a self-res warlock eat the hit of the shade, and it made it easy because you didn't have to worry about him coming in and insta-killing someone being teleported in. And it was really fucking awesome. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was easy for us, but that's going off a team who's had several hard mode clears and has top tier gear and had good communication. With a random group, this might be an absolute ball buster because you actually have to do the raid. You can't no-night it. So, with this being said, this challenge mode kind of goes in hand with other challenge modes and kind of emphasizes why Bungie put this challenge mode in and what their intent was, or what their intent was with these challenges. You see it in the Golgoroth challenge prior to us actually figuring out, because we're a creative bunch of lazy assholes, prior to us figuring out the cheese in which you could still one-orb Golgoroth, all the challenges are meant to make you do the raid with the mechanics they wanted you to use. It's meant to make it so you cannot cheese the raid. For example, Oryx, you can't no-night it. So it becomes exponentially harder for teams who could only get through this no-nighting it and who did not have the communication and the coordination to go ahead and do things properly. Once you get used to it, the strategy we used in this video is 10 times easier than no-night. We melted the ogres so fast that the people on totems didn't even have to deal with them. They mainly had to just stare at their knight. They never once got in danger of dying from their ogre. And things became so much easier once you just did everything correctly. But you can tell Bungie absolutely wants us to stop cheesing. They don't like no-night. They want us to actually learn how to do their raid. And I mean, that's good, because you see, our group typically no-nights because we thought it was easier. Can we do with night strat? Obviously, we did it for this. However, we thought no-night was easier up until we did this, and this went smooth. It took us 1, maybe 2 tries. Once we had all our mechanics in place and knew what our positions were and knew what our roles are, it took us maybe 2 tries. So it goes ahead and reinforces that we're wasting so much effort trying to go ahead and find ways to make things easier, but all the ways we try to make things easier might in fact actually complicate it for a group that is actually really well communicating and works very, very well together. So it was funny to see, because I didn't expect to come out of this with that. However, it's also really nice to see that challenge mode is kind of sort of over. We've seen all 3 stages, so now it'll be interesting to see what other modifiers they can throw in besides like mechanics like detonating all 16 blights and everyone has to hold gaze, and you can't have the same person hold the aura for War Priest. It'll be cool to see them if they go ahead and decide to make things harder now, because arguably these challenges have not been ball-bustingly hard. They have been relatively easy, and the reason why a lot of people speculate that Bungie made the challenges moderately easy is because it was the first time they were implemented. They're just teaching you what challenge mode is going to be like, and they're showing you what future challenges you can kind of expect. So with this, I'd be interested to see, now that we have a little bit of higher tier gear and we actually have like touch and malices. Most people are around 315 light just because of challenge mode and getting guaranteed 320s. It would be interesting to see them go ahead and implement things, so like doing Oryx, so you couldn't use the touch of malice, like nobody in the fire team could have a touch of malice equipped, or doing things such as for Golgoroth or War Priest that you can't use a black spindle or you fail the challenge. things like that would be actually interesting, because that would take away DPS and would take a really good group with other really good gear to go ahead and complete, and that might appeal more so to the like 1% population in Destiny that has high-end gear and is able to complete hard mode raids. It is something where it's a little, I guess, shaky. Like, it's a slippery slope. Like, yes, these challenges were the first ones. They should have been easy. They should introduce the community to the challenges, and they are still challenging, especially if you don't have a very, very, very good group that you trust. However, it's something where I could see them making challenges that are damn near impossible. And the other issue I had with this is not just the challenges, but it's an issue with the raid in general. Loot is kind of iffy. I like that they had the loot tied to the boss, but then you get to Oryx, and Oryx has a giant loot table. You can get almost anything from Oryx. With the way his loot table is, you can get almost anything. You can get primaries, you can get ghosts, you can get, with the challenge mode, you get an artifact, you can get marks, you can get helmet, chest, gear, arms, anything. I know I just said gears instead of boots. But yeah, you can get anything, which it was kind of a bummer because a lot of us went into this wanting the hard mode helmet. We hadn't gotten a hard mode helmet yet. So it was something where it's like we did the challenge, which was arguably one of the hardest, and we got a lot of cool stuff. You got a shader, you got a not a shader, you got a shader if you got all 50 fragments, you got an emblem, you got the hard mode ship, which looks fucking dope. You got 320 primaries, and you got a 320 artifact. However, it would have been nice to go ahead and get something like the helmet, which has a very, very low drop rate, to be almost a guaranteed drop, or I guess buff the drop rate, because it kind of sucks that there's a lot of people still missing that gear, still missing that shader with several raid completes, and they did the hardest challenge and wasn't rewarded with one of the last pieces of gear that a lot of people are missing. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to let the end of this go ahead and play out, just because I go and show you some of the loot. I end up getting a 310 insurmountable skull for it that I was already wearing. And mine has better stats. It has intellect. So I got that. I got a Smite of Moraine 320 with Firefly, or a Herod 320 Smite of Moraine. And I got some other gear, like I got the ship, the emblem, everything I've stated before. I got a rocket, some other stuff that really isn't important past the primaries. And then I did my infusions and had a blast, and we go back to the tower, and a lot of people got the new shader. I think I'm missing one thing to get it, which is kind of wah, 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 wah. So, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys check me out on Twitch and Twitter. I'm trying to get better at using them. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, a comment, a favorite, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.